Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be doing a VOD review. This is something that you're going to see a lot more on this channel after I did that video for Tweak, Win, and Gommel, and a link will be down below if you want to watch that. It's just something that I realized that I really enjoyed doing, and unfortunately there aren't a ton of major events to talk about right now, so while we're waiting for those majors to come back, I'm going to be talking about some of the best Smash Ultimate tournaments and the winners of those events, starting off with what is, in my opinion, the hardest Ultimate tournament to ever win in LSI. And before I get any comments, I'm aware that EVO happened, and Genesis and SmashCon, yes, those events were stacked, but the condensed talent at LSI, I think, is unmatched, and I honestly don't think this event will ever be top, so we're going to be going over Mkleo's run and how he dominantly was able to take this thing without dropping a set. And it's actually going to start immediately right here with not really a clip from Leo. It's going to be an SD from Asimo, but I feel like it's kind of a forced SD from Leo. So he's going to get him off stage right here, and he's going to threaten this arrow, and immediately Asimo is going to fastfall to avoid the arrow. Now, side B does beat out the arrow, but if you space it correctly and hit Ryu on the head, Asimo just dies in this situation, so he's obviously very scared here, so he wants to fast fall, but he doesn't side B because if Leo just holds the arrow and Asimo side Bs at this point, he's just going to get hit by the arrow in the head and die, but Mkleo recognizes that fast fall, jumps away, and then ultimately Asimo just kind of fast falls too far and SDs, but it's an SD that is forced from the pressure that Mkleo is creating. And even if you don't want to give Mkleo credit for that first stock, which is, fair enough, even if there was pressure from Leo, it definitely was an SD from Asimo. Look how he deals with the exact same scenario less than a minute later. He immediately recognizes that Asimo is going to go low again, even tries to go for the second pressure here, but it ultimately isn't needed as Asimo dies. And it's literally the exact same scenario. He gets the nair into dash attack, he does the exact same jump, but instead of pulling the arrow this time around, he fast falls to catch up to Asimo right there and beat him before he can even start thinking about recovering. Even with all of Ryu's resources, he doesn't have a chance to make it back to the stage. That is instant recognition from Mkleo of what Asimo wants to do when he's pressured. The next thing I want to show you is just this really clean tech chase from Mkleo. It's going to start off with him hitting this super awkward there. You're not even sure if it's going to hit with Asimo spot dodging so late into the move, but he ends up getting clipped by the landing hitbox, and Leo has no idea which way Asimo is going to get set, so he ends up covering the worst of the two options, which is going to be if Asimo gets sent to the left, and that's the worst of the two options just because Asimo would have more stage control in this scenario, but he gets the ideal scenario of Asimo getting hit to the right, and he's not able to get a proper tech chase at this point because he's already committed to the left, so if Asimo rolls away in this scenario, he is just completely safe, but obviously Asimo does not know that, and potentially Leo would be able to capitalize off Asimo doing a neutral tech with a dash attack, but that's something that is super risky to do, and I don't even know if it would be possible with how bad Byleth's mobility is. So what does Leo do? He just picks the safest option, the only one that he can comfortably get, which is just doing the exact same nair, covering the roll in, and it ends up to him secure the stock. And you might think, yeah, that was kind of impressive. He just read Asimo rolling in after he saw him getting hit to the right, but even if Leo doesn't get this correct read here and Asimo neutral techs, misses the tech, or techs to the right, now Asimo is going to be standing either here or here against Byleth, who has all of the stage control. If this nair does not hit, I am still 1000% confident that Leo would have secured the stock just from the corner pressure that he would have been able to create versus Asimo, but it ends up working out, so I guess we'll never know. And the final thing that I want to show you from this Asimo set is just going to be that really clean side B right there. And without the context, that's already a pretty sick read from Leo, especially with the stakes being this high. If he misses that, he absolutely dies. But with the context, it is even juicier. What Mkleo does beforehand is such quick conditioning from him. It's like actually insane. So he gets off the ledge right here, then he does a forward air, and then he does a down tilt, then he does another down tilt, then he does another forward air. In the span of like 5 seconds, he has thrown out these massive 1-2s, and Asimo's like, okay, this guy's mashing. I just kind of need to get away from him. He's going to keep throwing out these moves. He wants to kill me with the down tilt and tune-up air. He wants to get me off stage with that forward air. I'm going to let him keep swinging, and I'm going to go for a whip punish. And that is exactly what Asimo tries to do. You can see he's reacting to the Mkleo hitbox right here. He's trying to take a step back so he can run in and get that down tilt into really whatever he wants. But Mkleo, very aware that he is mashing, is like, what is the only move in my kit that is longer than my forward? Well, it's my side B, and he's just gonna barely clip Asimo right here. As you can see, just hits him on the hand. Ludicrous read from him. Asimo's DI is terrible because he never in a million years expects to get hit by this, and neither would any other player in the world because it's just a crazy thing to do. Moving on to the Acola set, and it just starts off with some crazy pressure from Mkleo. He's going to get a free punish here after Acola hits back air on. Shield's going to get a nair and a dash attack. Pretty typical right there. After Acola goes for this side B, Mkleo immediately reads the super fast jump up from Acola and goes for this fast double jump. Clips him with the nair and with no hesitation goes back on the offensive. If Acola goes for a minecart in that scenario, he's just going to get hit by a forward air. If he goes for up B like he did, he's going to get hit by a forward air. If he anvils, he's getting hit by forward air, except when he air dodges. In this case, the pressure from Leo is just so quick, because you gotta remember, Acola does not have a jump here. He ends up jumping out of the minecart, and then you're gonna have Acola immediately doing this up B right here. Mkleo is gonna recognize that. You see he goes for the arrow initially to cover for a minecart, but minecart doesn't come, so what's he gonna do? He goes for this crazy swing with side B, which is riskless because Acola is gonna be in the up B animation, and Acola does manage to escape right here, but not for long. Mkleo is gonna ultimately secure the stock right away, and he's just so unrelenting with his pressure, not caring at all about what Steve has to offer. And the reason that Mkleo won this tournament is because his reads were just on point. I don't think a clip demonstrates it better than this one right here. So you're going to have Mkleo hitting this down tilt, which is going to confirm into an up air at this point. And it's not going to get a kill, but you're going to have Steve with no resources versus Byleth up air, which will definitely kill if he gets hit by a second time, especially if it's like above the platforms. Like around here, he's just absolutely dead. And Acola is very aware of this. The last thing he wants to do is get hit by that up air, and he can't really jump in that scenario because the Byleth up air is just going to catch his jump, and if that jump gets clipped, he is just like 1000% dead. So he goes for the normal sane option of, I'm just gonna pray that Mkleo barely mistimes it and go for an air dodge. And Mkleo, he just baits it out super hard, goes for a down smash. If this down smash misses or Acola manages to shield it, because it wouldn't have broken Acola's shield, he had a full shield, Acola would have just killed him with an F smash. But Leo knows that Acola is not going to be ready for this. He's scared. He knows that he has no resources. He knows what that up air can do, but he doesn't know what that down smash can do. And Mkleo does not slow down going into the second game. He gets hit right here, and then it's literally just perfection for the rest of Acola's first stock. He hits him off the wall here, and he's able to maintain center stage while still threatening Acola for the tech chase with this arrow, especially with the wall being here. Acola is kind of just confined to the space. He's in Leo's zone, and I honestly agree with Acola in this situation to go for the roll-in because, you know, he sees Mkleo's going for the arrow, but of course, it's a perfect bait from Mkleo. He hits him with that nair, gets the dash attack, it's a classic, and then he just reads the absolute soul out of Acola right here, perfectly calling out him jumping out of the minecart. Not only him doing the minecart, but when Acola is going to exit the minecart, running under it, hitting the up B, and then confirming it into a back air. 15 seconds in the game too, and Acola's first stock is already gone. Like, that is good smash. This next sequence from Mkleo is just beautiful recognition of the main flaw of Steve as a character, which is going to be his poor mobility. It starts off with him fading this arrow right here just to create cross-stage pressure against Acola, prevent him from mining. Acola, clearly nervous in the scenario, goes for a back air. It's like 5 zip codes away, not even close. Mkleo gets a very easy punish that he perfectly spaces against that minecart. Look at that spacing. That's beautiful. I would literally clip just this right here and post it to Twitter. That's all I would need and be complacent with it. He gets another max space backer because, of course, it's well spaced. He barely misses this arrow right here, and the second that he sees Acola using that minecart, he hunts him down like a dog because he pretty much knows exactly what Acola is going to do in this scenario. When he sees this up B, you could have Acola, of course, just up being straight up and then going for the ledge like this, but that would be obviously a terrible idea. The smart idea is just to go as low as you can and then just scoop back up. Acola's like, there's no way Leo can punish me. I'm all the way over here. I'm safe as can be. But you forgot about side B. Everyone forgets about side B, myself included, because it's just such a crazy option to throw out right there. But it's just a perfect coverage of what Acola wants to do. Mkleo is capitalizing on the lack of Acola's resources and just obliterates it. Moving on to the Kurama set, and this is another sequence that I just want to show y'all. It's just Mkleo having a solid advantage state and using his superior disjoint versus Kurama to just constantly wall him out. He's just throwing out these forward airs. He's on the defensive, but he's doing it aggressively. He's not letting Kurama get away with anything. The second Kurama takes a swing, Mkleo is backing up, and he's swinging with his stronger and, more importantly, better hitbox. You see he tries to go for a downer right there, but it doesn't even matter. He just hits the nair into the forward, and there's just no chance that Kurama was able to get in with that stubby Mario mobility. And I honestly don't have a ton to say about this Kurama Mkleo set, just because a majority of it is Kurama taking a crazy early stock like you're about to see right here, and Mkleo just nickel and diming his way back into the set. He's just so comfortable versus Mario. He's not running in. He's not trying to create the pressure. He's waiting for Kurama to take the swing, waiting for him to make the mistake, and capitalizing on it, just because that is how Byleth wins this matchup. You are just beating Mario when it comes hitbox to hitbox, and he's also just so comfortable in the matchup, which I think is extremely evident in this scenario. He's willing to give Kurama literally the entire stage because he knows all that he needs is the length of his backer. As long as he has that, he can jump off the stage, go for a backer if Kurama wants to go for a grab, if Kurama wants to go for a back air, and then he also just reads the absolute soul out of Kurama right here. I mean, he literally just kind of gave his hand away going for the grab. He thinks he can get another grab. Mkeleo's like, not today, buddy. You're going to die at 44%. You thought you had a big lead. No, you didn't. And now you got to play against my sword. And spoilers, it doesn't go well. Moving on to the grand finals, and this is another clip where Leo doesn't secure the stock, but I just really like how he plays this advantage state right here. Acola is going to get to sent to the ledge. He plays this pretty aggressively, up airing off the ledge, and then he goes for a forward air right after that. MKO is like, I don't want none of that. I'm just going to use my massively disjointed up tilt so I don't really have to deal with any of these steep hitboxes. It is going to connect. He's going to hit this up B right here, and this could confirm into a back air. It could confirm into a side B. But Mkleo wants a little bit more than that. Again, recognizes that Acola is scared, doesn't want to get hit by either of those moves and get sent way off stage, and goes for a crazy grab read, and then immediately swings with this forward air, knowing that Acola is going to minecart. Because to be fair, I would minecart there too. Look at that minecart. It is so incredibly juicy, perfectly landing on the platform, but Mkleo just swats it away immediately, and he doesn't get greedy in this scenario. A lot of people would maybe rush to the ground, try to get a down smash, try to get a crazy up smash, or just any smash attack read, recognizing that Acola is in the up. It's hard to get a punish, but Mkleo, he takes his time, he's seeing where Acola goes, and he just goes for an air because he knows that he's going to be able to get a confirm off it and continue his advantage state. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't connect for some reason. I don't think it was because the crafting table is there and made the hitbox come out smaller, or rather slower. It might have been that, but I'm pretty sure Acola just had a really good DI on the air and managed to tech in the time. But regardless of what happened, that advantage state from Leo was just super solid. And literally 2 seconds after what I just showed you, you do have Mkleo securing the stock. It's going to start with him stuffing out minecart with this really well-spaced nair, just getting up in Acola's face, not letting him set up at all. Acola's going to set up this block right here, which is honestly pretty tough for most characters to deal with, just because if Acola gets hit right here, he's probably getting hit in an angle where he can just tech off the block. He's feeling fine about that. Mkleo tries to read Acola jumping off the block and just trying to dance around him in the air with the upper. This grab just barely misses. Like, I'm honestly surprised that it didn't connect really fast from Mkleo to jump away. Gets hit with the nair right here, but Mkleo recognizes, oh, that was pretty good DI from Acola. He's not going to get hit to the ground. He's not going to have to tech at all. He's going to be able to jump, and he jumps back with Acola. Acola bonks his head on the block, but I honestly don't think that would have mattered because this nair just comes out faster than the forward air. And the way that Leo is doing this nair, by the way, is so that it wouldn't even hit the block if the block was still there. Acola would have gotten hit above the block because of how high the nair ends up going, and then he just gets a really nice forward air on Acola, once again swinging aggressively. In the next game, you got Mkleo perfectly using Acola's blocks against him, hoisted by his own petard. You're going to have Acola teching off the blocks right here, and Mkleo comes in with his beautifully spaced up smash that is just going to scoop Acola right into his loving arms. As you can see, this thing just barely connects with the whip right here. It doesn't even look like it's hitting Steve when it actually does, but it scoops him up into the up smash to get him a secure early stock. Just really fast adaptation from Mkleo, recognizing the only way I can get a kill in this scenario is with the up smash, so he does the up smash. And you couldn't end this tournament in a better way with Mkleo reading his opponent's soul to secure the final stock. It was just really indicative of how this event went. If Mkleo had a read, he pulled the trigger, and 90% of the time, he was correct. Just so good from him at this event, and that is how he won the hardest Smash Ultimate tournament of all time. And with that, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. The sport has been absolutely unreal as of late. As I mentioned at the start of the video, you're going to see a lot more VOD reviews on this channel. Some new, some old. Just let me know what you want to see down below. I'm down to honestly do anything because there's a lot of good Smash out there. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Be sure to sub if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. It was actually insane how well he played at this event. And with that, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This sport has been absolutely unreal as of late. As I mentioned at the start of the video, you're going to see a lot more VOD reviews on this channel. So Markiplier